tend to break up to get that creep out of our lives.
Yeah, it's the first time Kevin and I have ever agreed on anything.
Oh, I don't know about that. You seem to agree on women.
Oh, no, his plan for us to split up and then for him to come to your rescue. I just hope it doesn't backfire.
It won't. Hey, do you really believe DB's gonna feel like he got his revenge on you?
Well, if we ham it up properly.
Right, I know. I just really wish we weren't doing this. Actually, I'd much rather be back at Aunt Charlene's with the girls, you know, all safe and sound.
Yeah, I know. Eating those dumpling dinner.
Well, that's what I was trying to do here. See, I'm just trying to create that atmosphere, you know, all that happiness. I'm gonna bring that from Aunt Charlene's to here.
Then let's skip dinner and go right to dessert.
Good idea. What? What is it? What's wrong?
Nothing. Nothing's gonna ruin this night.
I hate having to leave you, even if it is just pretend. You're not going to forget me while I'm gone, will you?
Not a chance.
Well, just in case, I have something for you to remember me by.
Kiss me.
I beg your pardon?
Top of my list. When you lose our bet and you have to do my bidding. Kiss me every day and every night.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Letting you in the chief resident position might have advantages I hadn't considered.
Wait a minute, Buster. Nobody's letting me get this job.
Well, certainly not me.
Oh, I can't wait to show you the rest of my to-do list.
Oh. You're not going to make me tickle you, are you?
Joe, no.
No. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
no, 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 stop. Don't, come on.
Did you give?
No,
Did you give?
no,
Huh?
no,
Come
no,
on,
no,
come
no,
on.
no, no.
Come on.
Stop, okay. Give a kiss.
I better go. I don't want to cross the line, you know.
Cross, please.
Oh. A rose by any other name is a mood killer.
Yeah, well, maybe it's a sign.
Yeah. What, that we shouldn't do this, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll take off, huh?
Yeah, I have an early call tomorrow.
Oh, you do? Okay. I'll see you around then.
Yeah, around, the hospital, whatever. Around.
Right. Night.
Night.
Okay. You can open your eyes.
A picture of Cyndi Lauper?
No, that's not Cyndi Lauper. This is me. I know.
Wow. Wait until the chief resident selection committee gets a load of that.
Oh, no, you don't. This picture is for your eyes only. No one else can see this picture, otherwise I'll be laughed out of Port Charles.
Well, if you're so embarrassed by it, why give it to me?
The girl in this picture didn't have a whole lot going for her. The only thing I did have were my dreams. I used to lie awake in bed every night and wonder what it would be like to go through life with someone you could count on. Someone who would pick you up when you got knocked down. You're that person for me. You've made this stylistically challenged girl's dreams come true. Thank you.
I'll cherish it.
Okay. Now it's your turn.
Oh.
Oh, come on. I want a picture. I want a picture to remind me of you.
Oh, wouldn't you rather settle for a shot of Brad Pitt or something?
No. Where is it? I found it.
No.
Come on. I want to see a picture of you at 17. Let's see if I can guess what you were dreaming about.
All right, but I'll warn you, it wasn't pretty. Okay. There you go.
Are you serious? When we were at Johnny Lawlaw's, you told me that you couldn't sing.
No, you'll notice I'm not in a band anymore. Oh, besides, what do you want me to do? Just give away my performances for free?
Someone is going to have to pay a penance for lying to a significant other. I wonder if you can guess what that penance is going to be.
What do you say? Big guy, me, you, Frank old Blue Eyes Sinatra. What do you think?
Give me another refill here. Oh.
Okay, so maybe I need to be a little flexible here. I know what. Time to move up the floor show.
What floor show?
Well, it was going to be your big surprise after dinner, but I think it calls for the floor show right now. Get ready for clanging cymbals.
Well, that sounds like it could hurt.
No. You're going to love it. You will love it. Stay here. You'll love it. You'll love it. Love it. Love it. Hey, will you push the button on the CD player? Just play. The play button. Hurry.
What's this get up?
Well, this is going to be belly dancing.
Well, what happened to me, you and Frank Sinatra?
Frank will be here a little bit later. Right now, I'm going to dance the dance of the 7 veils for you.
I want you to know I will never doubt you again.
Karen, you don't have to make that
Oh,
promise.
but I do.
Look, we can spend the rest of our time apologizing and trying to make up for our mistakes. Or we can look ahead and grab what's waiting for us.
Think we'll ever really make it?
After tonight, how can you question it, huh?
It seems so far away.
Because of Courtney.
If she has your baby...
If she has my baby, it won't stop one season from moving into the next.
I guess some things are inevitable, huh?
Like summer, spring, and us.
Does this mean we're officially back together?
Well, not so fast.
Lay, odelay, odelay. Woo. Okay, it's time for you to sing for your supper, young man. Something kind of romantic, okay?
Romantic?
Mm-hmm.
You mean like a love ballad?
Oh, yes, that's what I mean.
Love ballad, love ballad. Oh, I think I've got just the thing.
Oh, goody.
Let's see here. It's been a while. Hurt my back in a limbo game. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Along came Eve and eased my pain. Oh, the doo-dah day. Got locked in an old thrift store and tried to bust the door. Wound up in a race car bed, making love instead.
Yay! Brilliant!
Thank you very much.
Inspired!
Oh, well.
Oh, I've never had someone write me a love song before.
Really? Well, I think that's worthy of a bit more than meager applause, don't you?
Well, will this do?
I think so.
There's more where that came from.
Lucy, these images, they're so real in my head here, you know? I mean, I keep seeing you and him wrapped around each other and...
Stop, please. Stop. Okay? I'm sorry. I should have picked up on what was happening, that he was doing this to you. He just wants that in your head that I slept with him. He's trying to drive you crazy.
Yeah, well, all of this stuff that he's doing to me, it's bringing up a lot of things that happened to me that, like, well, Laura.
Do you realize all these years together, and we never ever really talked about that?
But what's to talk about, you know, when you can't protect somebody you love, and now it's happening again?
Well, why don't we talk about it now? Why don't you tell me right now what's going on inside your head?
I couldn't protect Laura from losing her innocence. And I can't protect you either now.
Oh, Scott. Don't you see? You told me that it wasn't my fault. Not what happened with TV. It wasn't my fault, and it's not yours. You couldn't help me there. It's not your fault, and you have to realize with Laura, you probably couldn't have done anything. You couldn't have helped Laura either.
What kind of world is this? Can't protect the people you love. You gotta kill somebody to do it?
You listen to me. You are protecting me. Right now, you're protecting me from Mordiso by being here when I know everything in your body, every impulse is telling you to rush off and just kill him.
I want to go and cut his head off.
I do too, believe me, I do. But you can't. If you want to protect me and if you want to beat DV, you just can't.
Are you and I back together again, wise guy?
Yes. And no.
Okay, your clarification needs work, Joe. I mean, which is it? Yes, we do have a relationship, or no, we don't?
Well, it all depends on you, really.
Okay, you've totally lost me.
Okay, you asked me earlier if I forgave you for doubting me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's my turn to ask you a question. Do you forgive me for taking so long to... to forgive you?
I thought we were moving past all that stuff, moving past our mistakes and looking into the future.
Well, I figured it wouldn't be fair to go to that right now until we resolved all the contributions that I've made to our problems.
You're an awfully good guy. Has anybody ever told you that?
Does that mean we're square now?
100% forgiven. Both of us.
In that case, I'm ready to answer your question.
And which question would that be?
I can see getting back together with you is going to be a lot of fun.
I love you, Joseph Scanlon.
I love you too.
Part of me wants to call this whole thing off. But then I think, what if my son is out there somewhere?
We have to pursue this and try and find some way to make this phony separation palatable.
Yeah, well, just don't make it too palatable and fall in love with Lucy all over again.
What, risk losing this catch? I wouldn't dream of it.
Hey, did I ever tell you about my obsession with musicians?
Yodelay-hoo.
You know what you have to do. You just have to focus on me. And on Serena. And on Christina. And how much we love you. And how much we need you. And if you focus on that, then I know you can win out every time. Every time.
You fight dirty.
You bet I do when it comes to my family. Absolutely. Scott. Positive always wins out over negative.
See, the question, though, is when?
Oh, thanks for calling, Frank. To let me know you're still alive.
What?
Yesterday, after someone beat you up and you needed my help, I came running. But I guess you don't feel like you owe me anything, huh?
Oh, hey, I'm sorry, Courtney, but I was okay. Besides, you said that Joe was waiting for you.
Except he wasn't. I thought he'd gone to work, but when I went to the hospital to visit Neil, he wasn't on duty. He didn't come home all night.
So where was he?
Take a guess. With Karen.
Hey, so you nervous about the big interview?
No, and don't psych me out, Joe Scanlon.
No, I'm sweating it too.
Hmm?
Yeah, I'm afraid that the power will go to my head when they offer me the chief resident position, you know.
Well, that handsome head of yours is safe because I'm going to win our bet. But I'll use my power wisely as long as you do everything I tell you to.
Oh, back to the reality. When I win, bring a ladder, okay? Because you're going to start off cleaning my gutters.
Oh,
Yes.
in your dreams.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Eve. You here for the big interview for the chief resident position?
In a few minutes, yeah.
Good luck.
Thanks. How are you?
Married.
I figured as much.
That's it? You don't want to take a shot?
You're married, and I have to accept that. Though I think you deserve a whole lot more.
Wouldn't a friend let me decide that?
A friend would want her friend alive and kicking, not the latest victim of Port Charles's favorite serial killer.
Dr. Smith, 5017. Dr. Don Smith, 5017.
Hey, you look upset.
Just told Eve about the big wedding.
What, she threw cold water instead of rice?
Eve just has strong opinions. Just because she cares so much, you know. She'd make a great chief resident, if you want my recommendation.
I told you. I'm going with Karen Wexler.
Because you want her father in your corner.
Look, we get in Scott's good graces, Chris, and it's going to make it much easier when Julie wants her baby back.
Yeah, I understand the politics, but Eve is a friend.
Well, you know what? You're married now. So maybe you should stop worrying about your friend and worry more about your wife. Thank you.
Dr. Rodriguez,
Hi.
Hi.
So are we on for our last meal together for God knows how long?
Oh, don't remind me.
Breaking up is hard to do.
Even fake breaking up. I don't know how I'm going to be able to concentrate on my interview.
Come on, we both know that you will impress the heck out of the board.
Well, I'm not so sure. My stomach's in knots. Speaking of knots, I just spoke to Chris. He and Julie just tied one.
Well, I told you locking him in the closet wouldn't be a permanent solution.
Well, a girl can hope, huh?
Guess we'll just have to redouble our efforts to make sure that Julie stays in Ferncliff.
Except there won't be a we for a while.
Hopefully that won't be for long.
I know it was your idea for Scott and Lucy to break up and for you and Lucy to get back together. But I'm not so convinced that we're going to be able to fool DV, or anyone else for that matter.
Well, we have to, especially DV. Otherwise, there's no point. But you're right. Us breaking up will be a shock to those who think we're the perfect couple.
We are the perfect couple.
And why don't we just show them how happy we are before everything goes kaflooey?
Yeah.
Dr. Locke, I'm hearing wonderful things about you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Boardman.
I know Gay will appreciate you taking over for her for the selection committee.
Oh, I was honored. She gave me all of her files on the candidates for chief resident, and I went over them thoroughly.
But this just might be academic. Joe Scanlon being a clear-cut choice for chief resident.
Not when I look at Eve Lambert's record. She's bright, efficient, caring.
Well, we are going to take a close look at each candidate, I presume. You never know what might come up.
Wish we knew more about this wild card on the selection committee.
Dr. Locke?
Yeah, what is her deal?
Well, I mean, more to the point, does she know who we are?
Why would she want to be on the committee?
Well, maybe she has an agenda of her own.
The only agenda Dr. Locke has is giving her patients the best possible care. And she has the best eye for discovering what makes people tick that I've ever seen.
And how come she was taken in by you and Julie? She helped you two get married, right?
Yeah, I guess that's a concept that's foreign to you, Scanlon. The guy who doesn't marry the woman who has his kids.
Dr. Wright, 288. Dr. James Wright.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm a little concerned about Rachel myself.
What, is that your way of telling me not to get my hopes up?
It's just that every time we turn around, it seems that Rachel Locke is involved in our lives.
Oh, every time I hear my name, I hope it's not being mentioned in vain.
Wow, we were just admiring how quickly you fit in around here.
A regular rising star.
Like Dr. Lambert, recipient of the Quartermain Residence Award for Intern of the Year. I was very impressed when I read that. So, shall we see if the other committee members feel the same?
Good luck.
Thanks. Okay.
Oh, Eve has been taken first.
Well, more time for you to contemplate your utter defeat.
Just how did you get so full of yourself, huh?
Oh, well, I had a hot night with a sexy guy who told me how awesome I was.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did you find Joe on any of those channels?
No problem.
Pretty sure he's with Karen, and we don't get stripper TV.
Well, you mustn't obsess about my brother, sweetie. He doesn't love you.
He did once.
Karen has had a string on Joe since the first grade, so just suck it up and move on.
You got any more pearls of wisdom, Frank? How about there's plenty of other fish in the sea?
For a beautiful woman like you, there sure are. I can think of one fish in particular.
Don't. You and I are like a pair of sharks. We eat each other alive. And you should know it.
I just forgot for a second.
Eve, let's discuss your surgical skills.
Ah, yes, your supervisor says that you have the best hands in the class.
With praise for your follow-through during the post-op phase.
Well, I always try and put myself in my patient's shoes. If I can imagine their fears, then maybe I can do something to address them.
So making yourself available to your patients is very important.
It's essential.
Well, then you must have been bothered that you had to take off so many days recently.
Yes, I was going to mention that. Moving your vacation up at the last moment, then taking a few more days off than you actually put in for.
Yeah, well, there were some friends who needed my help.
More so than your patients?
I have never let my personal life interfere with my patients.
Well, I'm sure that you do believe that, but when I think of the stress that you've been under lately, dealing with Kevin and his father.
Dr. Alcacer, 3715. Dr. Ralph Alcacer.
Hey.
So, am I having lunch with the new chief resident?
Not if you're having lunch with me, you're not.
Oh, come on. We both know you're the perfect candidate.
Yeah, well, I did my best to convince him, and then your old pal, Dr. Locke, came in with her 2 cents and brought up the fact that I have missed some work lately.
Really? Well, did you happen to fill them in on the fact that you've been a little busy doing things like saving my father's life?
If I had done that, it would have confirmed her point. That I love my job. But some things matter more. And I can't argue that. But it was just the way she made her case. With that shrinky sympathy that I find very creepy. Well,
Shrinky sympathy. Do I do that?
well, sometimes, but it's not that creepy when you do it.
Glad to hear it.
Listen, don't you worry. You are getting less and less like a shrink and more human every day.
And I have you to thank for that?
Absolutely. When you were with Lucy, you were pretty buttoned up, which is another reason why you're better off with me. And just try and remember that tonight when you and Lucy do your long-lost love routine.
Well, actually, it's after the public performance that worries me, you know, once Lucy and I are alone again.
Well, then you better flip through all the other reasons why you're better off with me. You lucked out the day you met me.
Could you run those by me again?
My list? You want the whole list?
Do we have time?
Well, actually, my bosses do think I'm a slacker, so I say we have a very long, leisurely lunch, and you can follow me around and take notes like a little medical consultant.
Karen, the position of chief resident, do you think that that would interfere with your time?
It's a big commitment, I know, but that's exactly what I'm looking for in every part of my life right now.
Can you foresee any problems in overseeing your colleagues' schedules? In particular, you're close to Joe Scanlon.
You're right, Joe and I are close, but I feel confident I could keep my personal and professional lives separate. I will be fair with Joe, but I won't play favorites.
Do you have faith in your judgment?
Yes, I do.
Do you think you showed good judgment when you were working on DL56?
I don't have any regrets with the attempt we made. A drug that could stimulate nerve tissue growth, that could be an amazing breakthrough.
So amazing that you continued to work on it after you had been ordered to stop.
Yes.
Resulting in the creation of a mutant flu that killed several people.
Well, actually, you weren't involved with DL56 at that time. Isn't that true?
Yes, I'd become aware how it had very serious side effects.
And without your knowledge, it was tested on a human being.
Frank Scanlon.
Now, when Frank, he became ill, weren't you actually part of the team working around the clock to develop a cure?
Yes, I was.
So, you showed initiative when a new drug seemed promising, and yet you made a very wise decision to abandon it before it became a deadly outbreak. You even helped to contain it.
You make me sound heroic. I'm not.
A humble doctor, isn't that a contradiction of terms?
Curing an illness, helping someone to heal, that's a very powerful thing. It doesn't make us God, and that's the one lesson I've learned out of all of this. I think that would help me be effective as chief resident. There's one thing I've learned, it's how seductive ambition could be. But I also know the pitfalls.
Frank, you seen the kitchen calendar?
The one with Joe's schedule written in it?
Oh, come on, just tell me where it is. I'm on hold. Come on.
On hold with who?
It's none of your business. Hey!
Oh, thanks for calling the 24-time world champion New York Yankees.
So what? I want to take Neil to a playoff game.
Well, he'd love that. So would I. Get an extra ticket for me, and I'll pay you back.
I think there's a limit on how many tickets you can buy.
Right, and that limit would be Neil, you, and Joe.
Don't you think you're reading an awful lot into me wanting to take my son to a baseball game?
Our son. And if you're just taking him to a baseball game, why are you looking for Joe's schedule? Anybody ever tell you you're cute when you've been busted?
This is fun for you, right? Harassing me?
Someone's got to keep you honest.
Yeah, you keep me honest, right?
I do know you pretty well.
You think? As well as I know you? This is new.
What?
Hugging, kissing. Usually we just get right down to it.
I could speed things up if you want.
Do you want to?
I'm not so sure. This slow approach is interesting.
Yeah, well, it's different at least.
Should we give this some further testing?
Can't hurt.
Hi. Dr. Scanlon, please take a seat. Oh, thank you.
Heard some very nice things about you around GH. You always seem to be there when you're needed, and you bring impressive skills along with you.
Oh, here I thought I'd have to sell myself.
Your reputation is rather impressive. I do have a question, though. It regards you losing your temper while on duty.
Excuse me?
Well, you struck one man, your brother, I believe, in the jaw and knocked out another when you accused him of making a pass at Dr. Wexler, both times, putting the hospital's reputation in serious jeopardy.
Well, in those two isolated instances, I believe my actions were justified.
So, pow, problem solved.
I don't advocate violence, Doctor. But my brother had just done something terrible to the woman I love. As for the other guy, he was stalking Dr. Wexler.
You know, all I'm hearing, Doctor, is that when push comes to shove, we can expect you to react with impulse and not rational thought.
Point is taken here. Can we move on?
Yes, Dr. Scanlon, about your son.
I'm sorry to hear that his condition isn't improving, Joe.
But with him having leukemia, it does make great demands on your time.
If you're implying Neil's illness has caused me to neglect my job...
No, I'm not. But clearly your attentions are
I
divided.
disagree. My son has helped me focus my attention. Because of him, I know what parents with sick children go through. That makes me a better doctor. For the patient and his family.
But would it really help to add the burden of chief resident?
Medicine is my life, and I am good at it. As a doctor, I know my strengths and weaknesses, as well as those of my colleagues. We already have a team here. I could lead that team, help us all become better at what we do. Is there anything else?
Oh, I think that about covers it.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Joe.
Well, that was interesting. He was able to rein himself in, but I'm not so sure if somebody else were to get to him, he wouldn't explode.
Hey, how did it go?
Dr. Scanlon, I'd like to thank you for being so forthcoming in your interview. Karen?
What was that about?
I think my chances for chief resident just went down the toilet thanks to her.
Hey. So? Who's the new jefe?
You know what? I really don't have time. I'm going to be late for my session with Julie.
Oh, well, wait. Why don't we drive over together? I promised the missus I'd drop by, and in the meantime, you can give me a little hint, maybe?
Karen, she showed Grace under pressure. And Dr. Joe, he had a hard time dancing around his hot-headedness.
How about Eve Lambert?
I gave her a free ride, Chris, because she's a friend of yours, but I don't think she got any votes.
You know, I still say she's the best for the job, Rachel.
Well, you can't win them all. Come on, would you go? I'm going to be late.
Meet you at my car.
Thank you. Dr. Collins.
Yes.
Hear you're interested in my past. Even been doing a little research.
I wouldn't call looking at public records research, just curiosity.
You want to know why I had that doctor fired?
Well, like I said, it's hard not to be curious.
Well, he took advantage of a patient, and I couldn't allow that.
The hospital board agreed with you.
Yeah, but he became the hero. Did you hear about that? I got crucified. Oh, the other doctors closed rank on you. Well, never tell on another doctor. Their good and honor, not mine. In my book, the patient always comes first. Oh, and Kevin, the next time you want to know something about me, just ask.
Oh, wait. Kevin Collins. Yes, Scott. All right, I'm on my way. Time for me to go to the Port Charles Grill.
The Lover's Tragedy, Act 1.
Now, this could be fun once Lucy and Scott break up.
In front of an astonished audience, causing you and me to break up, yeah. That's my idea of fun.
Just think how much fun it'll be once we get back together.
If we get back together.
This is all going to work. What could possibly come between us?
Hi, honey. I'm home.
Chris, I thought you were tied up tonight. Do you mind if I hug him? Oh, please. Please do. He is your husband.
Hey.
Hi. What was that crunch?
Autumn leaves, you know, for the summer bride I took in the spring of her youth.
Ooh, and they smell so nice, like the first day of school.
Well, if I knew you back then, I would have carried your books.
Like you'd ever carry anyone's books. Besides, I was a skinny, gangly kid with braces. You wouldn't have even looked at me.
Well, I'm looking at you now, holding the beautiful leaves I gathered for you myself out in the woods.
You sure you didn't snag these from the Halloween display in the lobby?
It's a thought that counts. Besides, your keepers figured you couldn't kill anybody with those, you know.
They burn, don't they?
Come on, hey. When are you two going to stop with the serial killer jokes?
Oh, come on, lighten up, Rachel.
No, I think they're funny. But I seriously doubt any judge will. And that is what we're working toward here, to get you ready for your competency evaluation so that you can stand trial.
And be vindicated, I know.
That is what you want, isn't it? To be free so you can get your life back?
More than you even know. So, do we have an audience yet?
Well, the guy who's tailing you is sitting over there, drinking a glass of wine, having a steak.
Okay. How are we going to make sure that he can hear us?
Well, we're just gonna have to raise our voices.
Okay. So, what do we do? How do we start?
We don't start until Kevin gets here.
Okay. Kevin gets here. You and I have a fight. Kevin comes over to comfort me. Then what do we do about Davey's guy?
Eve and I have already worked this out. We follow him while he follows you.
Do we have to do this? Is this really something we have to go through with Scott?
Listen, we've gone through the options here. If Bordiso doesn't think that we're broken up, he's not going to back off. And he won't drop his guard, and we won't have bingo.
Hi. Just got here. Scott and Lucy are in place.
Okay. Can I just pop over for one last hug?
And I'd love it if you could. But you have to wait there for Scott's call. Gotta go. Showtime.
Okay. Here we go. How's your steak?
Chewy? Leathery? How's that shrimp?
I guess I'm just not hungry.
Yeah, well, maybe you'd be hungry if you were sitting here with Bordizzo.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, I'll tell you what that's supposed to mean. You haven't explained to me about the phone call I heard. How you couldn't wait to see Bordizzo again?
I told you there was absolutely no phone call.
Oh, so I was hallucinating again.
No, I think what you're doing again is trying to pick a fight.
Did I hallucinate that tape that he dropped off? Where you two were naked, intertwined?
I told you over and over again, I couldn't do anything about that. It wasn't my fault. He just took advantage of my memory loss, that's all.
Yeah, well, I keep having this image in my head. I keep thinking about that there, you know, and it drives me a little bit crazy, Lucy.
How do you think I feel? Deevee used me in a horrible way, and now you are sitting there acting like it was somehow my fault.
It looked to me like you were enjoying yourself. Looked like you were having a hell of a lot of fun. In fact, it looked like you were having too much fun.
What? Scott!
Scott? Everything all right?
Oh, mind your business there.
Lucy? You know, I do make house calls.
Well, thanks, Doc, but I don't need a diagnosis right now. Guess I really could just use a friend.
Eve, it's me. Our stage is set.
You know, I really think we ought to get our session started. Chris, do you mind? I'll stop and get you in the lounge on the way out.
Sure, sure. That gives me time to burgle a few more leaves so you can decorate your whole room.
I'd love it. Oh, like mother, like daughter, I guess. Autumn was always her favorite time. Maybe that's why she called today.
You heard from Nicole? I mean, how long's it been?
It would have been longer, I'm sure, but she pays her lawyer to keep an eye on me. He must have told her that I was a blushing bride. Would it upset your mother to find out that you got married? It's who I married that prompted the call. Mom and Chris had a thing for a while.
A very short while. 20 minutes, 30 tops. I mean, then it's done, over. See ya. I mean, it was way before Julie and me.
My father had been unfaithful, so Mom used Chris to get revenge. Oh, so your mother's feelings for Chris, they didn't run very deep. Nothing about my mother runs very deep. She's so twisted. You know what she said? That I married Chris to get back at her.
Yeah, that's because everything is about Nicole.
How did it make you feel when your mother said that? You know, for once, could we drop the how do you feel and have a genuine conversation? What do you call a genuine conversation? Yeah, you're doing it again.
Julie, take it easy.
No, you're as bad as my mother. And it's because I get nothing back from you. Whatever I say, you turn it into a question. If I have a question, you turn it back on me. I've spent hours peeling away my defenses, trying to let you into my life, but do you let me in? With you, there is no one home, just like my mother, and I want it to stop. So you'd like me to be as open with you as you are with me? Would it be a problem? You're saying you want me to be a friend, not a therapist. And how does that feel for you? Fine. It feels fine. You ask me anything you like. This started with my mother calling. When was the last time you spoke with yours? Not in a while. A very long while. Why not? I'm sorry, just excuse me for a minute. Was it something I said?
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. I'm sorry if asking about your mother brought up unhappy memories. You don't have to tell me anymore.
Yeah, Julie, there are questions that I may not want to answer. But this is one that I really do. My mother, she was a wonderful woman. She was incredible. You know, she used to paint my dreams.
How'd she do that?
When I was little, I would run into her room and I'd tell her about my dream. And my mom, she would reach to the side table and she'd grab her sketch pad and she'd start drawing just as I described it to her. And then she'd go away for a couple of hours to her art studio, and when she came back, wow, there it was, in brilliant watercolor, my dream. The detail was phenomenal. I think that I didn't even tell her, but she already knew somehow.
You were that close?
Yeah. For the brief amount of time we were allowed to share together.
You mean your mother passed away?
My mother was in a horrible car accident.
Oh, no.
You must have been devastated when they told you.
I was there.
And did you, I don't know, were there,
I walked away from it. Our car, it stalled on some railroad tracks. And I froze. But my mother, she didn't. She was very calm. And she undid my seatbelt. And then she leaned over and she pushed me out of the car. And she told me to run. So I did. I ran. And I got away. But my mother, she didn't have time to save herself. You know, I can still hear the song that she was singing right before. I saw the train push our car about a quarter of a mile down the track. And all that time, I sat there watching us holding this brand new brush. This brand new brush that I just had to have because I lost the old one that I just had to have. So badly that I made my mother stop doing everything that she was doing so that she could take me to the store and get one.
you don't really blame yourself, do you?
You know, to this day, Julie, not a week goes by that I don't wake up from a dream. And it's the same dream that I just seem to have all the time now. You see, I can still see the look on my mother's face right before she died.
Well, talk about service with a smile. Would you like something, too?
Oh, no, I'll just pick off yours with my little fork.
What?
You know, when I met you, you hated cheesecake. Hated it. And then, you remember that night at Mario's, I saw you having dinner with Eve, and I saw you actually eating cheesecake off of her fork.
You're right. I admit it. She converted me.
Oh, kind of like, I guess I like apple pie now.
All it took was meeting Scott. Lucy, what's the matter?
Scott is the matter. You know, we just came to have a nice dinner. We had a conversation going, which turned into a fight. I know he wasn't intentionally trying to hurt me, but, Doc, when he left, I could see a pure look of hatred in his eyes.
But not for you. At what was done to you, and the man who did it.
Do you really think so?
Yes. Plus, you're also carrying around some feelings of unresolved guilt.
Unresolved guilt. Now, that is a term I haven't heard a lot lately. I guess I kind of miss having a shrink around the house.
When we were together, was it really that bad having a shrink in the house?
No. But, you know, sometimes I would catch you staring at me, and I'd wonder, oh, dear, I wonder how he's classifying me today.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you were and always will be unclassified. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's kind of nice, though.
Well, there's Lucy, Kevin over there. You see that idiot over there picking his teeth? That's her tail. Oh, they're having a heck of a time over there, aren't they?
You must be hating this.
Hey, what about you?
I'm not worried. Kevin's hating this more.
Lucy is hating this more.
Right now?
Right now.
Okay.
Okay. So, Lucy, what are you going to do?
Well, I certainly don't feel comfortable, given the situation, going back to the firehouse, so I guess I'll just get a room at the hotel and stay here for the night. I don't suppose you'd care to come up just for a nightcap.
Well, ordinarily I'd say no, but given what's happened, I don't think it's a good idea that you're alone.
Well, thank you.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Kel and Collins just left together. To get her a room, they said.
He's probably calling the big kahuna.
Well, that means that our plan is coming off without a hitch.
Hello?
Hey, it's me. I'm sorry to call so late, but I saw that you were a little shaky when I left.
I can't get the story out of my head about Dr. Locke's mother.
You didn't know.
She has been so kind to me, and you and I could have never married without her help. This is how I repay her?
7 messages. Well, let's get this over with.
Livy, it's your mother.
Now, there's a coincidence of all days for her to call me. So, the bitch finally found me.
Lucy, you're certain that the man heard you?
Who?
What do you mean, who? Your tail, that's who.
My tail? Oh, my tail, yes. Well, Scott and I didn't really exactly yell, but I'm sure he was right behind us. He heard us.
Great, great. All right, then DV has to know by now that you and Scott had this massive fight, and that I showed up.
Right, and you, being the gentleman you always have been, escorted me to my hotel room.
Where things have heated up considerably.
Right, and they know that because we ordered champagne from room service.
So for all they know, we're up here toasting your breakup.
Right, and we're out on the balcony maybe dancing romantically in the moonlight, and things are really heating up, and we're going places, and... but that's not happening, so we have to stay here and do nothing but... Are we going to have to stay here all night?
Well, of course we are, if we're going to make it look like we made love.
TV is, not working. I saw a sign that said the cable's being upgraded.
Great, should have brought something to read.
Oh, you know what? I saw a Cosmo. Somebody left a Cosmo here. We ordered champagne. By goodness, we're going to drink the champagne.
Hey, I've seen you open champagne. Let me do that.
Get your menu up.
Why?
Diesel just came in.
So, Lucy checked in with Dr. Collins, huh?
Room 532. They ordered champagne.
Well, perhaps we should bring them up a plate of oysters.
I didn't know that DB was in town.
No, neither did I.
Hello?
Diesel's on its way up.
DV is here now? Scott, you gotta stall him.
I'll do what I can.
Well, hurry!
All right, we gotta lose these disguises. We gotta run into Cordiso and sort of, stall him a little bit. Otherwise, he's gonna get up there and,
Wait a minute,
see Kevin and Lucy doing nothing.
What are we going to tell DV? That the two of us were just hanging out here?
Well, we'll just improvise something. Come on, get rid of this stuff.
Oh, ma'am. I seem to have locked myself out of my room. Could I trouble you to let me in, please?
As soon as I see the proper ID.
Is this proper enough?
5 of them would be.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy your stay.
Well, look what we have here.
Oh, my God, Kevin.
DV.
Have a look inside. See what your better halves are up to.